welcome to another video, A Walk with Phil, and today I'm in Walsall town. And the reason I'm here today is because it's been reported that the new refurbished Sandler Centre, or should I say Sadler's Centre, is nearly complete. So what I thought to do in this video is just take you along to the Sadler Centre and have a look around in there and see whether or not the millions that's spent on it has been worth it. And and before I get there, what I'll normally do is just take you around a few of the streets around here, just off Bradford Street here in Walsall. We'll have a look around there and see what we can find. We'll begin here at Vicarage Place. And you see all where those new houses, I think there used to be a printing company, some kind of lithographic, I think it was called. Here with all these fancy apartments. Once stood the Sister Dora Hospital, and there is still some left of the old hospital. They converted some of the frontage of the hospital into apartments, so there is a bit of a reminder of what once stood there. And the statue of Sister Dora was moved down to the centre of the town. Well, this has changed a lot around here. All these roads all merging. There used to be buildings here. Just here on the corner, all car parks now. Down here is Bradford Lane. There's a kind of a passageway behind some of these rather fine looking old buildings here. It says printing on there, printing company. So here we are in Mount Rath Street. Vicarage Place continues up there. And we've got a large Roman Catholic church here, right on the hill. They've got this whacking big, tall 5G tower here, with these huge cabinets next to it, buzzing away. Duncan James, established 1956 of Walsall. I bet you could turn that into apartments, couldn't you? I'm running parallel with Bradford Street. This is at the back of some of these buildings, and there's a big office block ahead of me on the left. And also what we're going to see on the corner is an old pub. This is Karma Road, or if you're not from these parts, you'd probably call it Coldmore Road. Now this building here was a pub. This was called the Vine. I do remember when this pub used to be open, and I remember it calling itself a wine bar. There's been a pub on this site since 1783, but I think this is a 1940s build. I think it's kind of I think it got turned into a youth centre, I think, but I'm not so sure whether it is any longer. It's the table coffee place. This is still being used. I don't know what this building was. Was it? No, I don't. I was thinking it may have been the Social Security, but another office block over there. It says the Walsall Community Church at the Gold Mine Centre. Now look at these here. All these old terrace properties here. Just speaking to Sean, another supporter of the channel. I've been spotted here in Walsall. And look at these fine old buildings here. Now you don't see many of these in the centre of the town, but look at these there. It's a fabulous looking terrace. In terms that it's still here, obviously they could do with a bit of TLC, some of these buildings, but you can see this one was called Prospect House. And that looks to me like it was once an entrance for your horse and cart, eh? This one looks as though it was once a shop. This one's there's 2 or 3 here, look. They've still got those like Gothic pillars outside the front door, giving the impression of a fine looking terrace property. And you've got steps up to the door as well. There's another one there with it. This one's called Archway House. There we've got the studio, 6th school and 6th form college here, I believe. There's another fine old building here, Capita. This one looks as though it's no longer in use. Look at that little place there. A little bungalow. Looks like a little church, doesn't it? Look at that building here. I don't wonder what was here. There used to be a health centre over the back many years ago. Oh, look at this one here. Look at this building here. Three steps to the front door, 4 steps to the front door, that one. This was, I don't know, what was this? Was a kitchen shop? Kitchen shop, no, it used to sell bits and pieces for kitchen, didn't it? Pans and knives, forks, plates, cups. Closed some while back now. Got the Victorian arcade ahead. A Primark ahead, look. It's all been refurbished and regenerated around here. Anyway, let's have a walk through the Victorian arcade. Still got a butcher's here. And we used to have a fish shop, but I don't think that opens anymore, look. One of them here used to sell, was it that one on the corner? Used to sell washing machines and all different sorts of white goods. It's now flourished. Actually, this arcade, you know, it ain't too bad. It's a lot of it's let. A lot of stores are let, so, well, when I say that, there's one here, look, units are let if you're interested. And we're out at the Victorian arcade, and of course the purpose of today's video really is to show you how the Sadler Centre, what the Sadler Centre's like. Because as part of a £40 million regeneration budget that they've been given, the Walsall Council, they've decided to invest some of that money in the refurbishment of the Sadler Centre. This is Newport Street, and this building has been open and closed so many times, just on the corner, like furniture store, carpets. And I want to just show you this building here on the corner of Little Newport Street, and this is called the Starting Gate, or was. Obviously the signage is still on there, but sadly it's all closed up and it looks like it's falling down. All the plaster and that is all peeling off now. And I'm gonna go, and you can see still got some of the opening times on that board, look. But there's been a pub on this site since 1845. And when this place opened, it was originally called the Stand Tavern. And it was changed to the Starting Gate in 1972. Back in the day, of course, there was no such things as court buildings as such, and so many pubs were used for court hearings and also coroner's meetings as well. And this pub in particular was used for meetings of all sorts, and one of the meetings, both the town councillors used to meet here as well, and it was here in this pub in 1883 that it was decided they should build a statue to Sister Dora, and the proposal was passed, and a statue was indeed erected for Sister Dora. Okay, we're out of Little Newport Street now, and this is Karma Road. And I'll just show you this building here on the corner of Karma Road and Bradford Street. This building here on the corner was the birthplace of the author of Three Men in a Boat, his name being Jerome K. Jerome, who was born in this house on the 2nd of May 1859. Here's a better view of the house over the road where Jerome K. Jerome was born. And it was in 1956 when the first movie of the book, Three Men in a Boat, was filmed for the cinema. And it starred David Tomlinson, Jimmy Edwards, Lawrence Harvey, amongst others. And one of the assembly editors of that film was a certain John Glenn, who went on to direct 5 James Bond films. Currently, the Sadler Centre is almost complete, and the vision was to turn it into a more brighter, more welcoming destination for everyone, with brand new tiled flooring, a sleek modern ceiling design, a new staircase and escalator, and refurbished and upgraded retail units. So I've not been in for some time, so let's see what it's all about. It's all about creating fresh energy, bringing comfort and style to shoppers. So let's go and enter the. Oh, already it looks rather nice. Already it looks brighter. Nice lighting in the ceiling. Yes, the flooring is all being renewed, look. And it does feel and look very different. And wonder what shops we've got in here though. This might encourage a few shops. We've already got one empty unit here. There's one empty unit there. We've got a jeweller's. There's still a central space here, and there's still a bit of work going on. That place has been had a few uses over the years. Pound Stretcher. I remember it being Presto Supermarket many years ago. This particular place serves mankind, you know. So, what do we have of all these units here on the left since the last time I come? Now occupied. Here's a Clive Mark, a clothing store. There's a bag factory here. And there's an empty unit. Oh, body care, of course, that's all closed now. Oh, it looks like we have another charity shop. That's the second one here. That's Sue Ryder. This is an empty unit, but it looks as though it could be being used. We've got another couple of empty units here. And we do have a new occupier of this building. It's the Lockside Cafe. And there's an empty unit down there. There's still a bit of work going on around here. Now let's take a ride up the escalator and see what we got up at the top. Yeah, we can see we've got the railway station here. That used to be Poundland over there, but as you can see, that's no longer in use. I don't know. There's still far too many empty units. This, of course, used to be Marks and Spencer's, but now it's going to be an adult learning centre, apparently. And I think when Marks and Spencer disappeared from the Saddler Centre, I think that really was the beginning of the end for the Saddler Centre. But with all this refurb, and you can tell it's refurb because somebody can do a few cosmetic changes here and there, but they really have gone to town with the Saddler Centre. It really does like a very nice place to walk around, but sadly, look, there's not enough shops, is there? Not enough shops. Now we've got Claire's Accessories here. Everything must go because I believe this store is now closing. It's closing down. I've heard that Claire's has been in trouble for a while now. Another clothing store here. And we've come out the Saddler Centre now. I'll just show you up and down. I've done a few videos around here, so you want to check those out. But I've gone up and down here and showed you all the shops, and that used to be a pub there, the Priory, I think. Well, I have to say that the Saddler Centre certainly is an improvement now from what it used to be. It does certainly feel more welcoming and rather nice in there, actually. But of course, one of the most disappointing aspects of the Saddler Centre, of course, is there are hardly any shops in there. There's so many empty units. That's really surprised me, really. But you know, such a prestigious shopping mall, and to find so many empty units in there is a bit of an eye-opener. Hopefully, with all this refurbishment has taken place, it might encourage a few others now to come and move in. But don't hold your breath. Obviously, retail is now hitting the buffers in many of our black country towns now, and so obviously, you know, it may take a bit of a while for the Saddler Centre to recover, if it ever does. Anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.